There may be a bargain there. For example, last year I bought another stock. It was Glenmark Life Sciences. So Glenmark Life Sciences fell from its listing price from around 800. It went down all the way to 370. I bought the stock around 450, somewhere around here. And you see, again, it's trading back to above 800 now. So it's almost doubled from my buying price. Hello there. In today's video, I'm going to talk a bit about PayTM. PayTM is in news, as I'm sure almost all of you would have heard. The stock has crashed because RBI barred PayTM Payments Bank from accepting deposits and carrying out credit transactions. Now, this company has been struggling since its IPO listing, and in general, it's safe to say that many people feel stuck in this stock. And the purpose of this video is to discuss what we can learn from whatever has transpired with respect to PayTM. The purpose of this video is not to give you investment advice because I'm not a registered investment advisor. And if for your investment needs, please consult a registered, SEBI registered investment advisor. The purpose of this video is to impart knowledge because ultimately we are all students of the stock market. And unless we learn from our mistakes, from what's happening in the market, we won't become better. So, with that in mind, I'm going to discuss what we can learn from whatever has happened around PayTM. So, let's first look at what are some of the common reasons why people might have invested in PayTM. First reason for many people, I'm sure, especially for those who are new to the market, they might have thought that because they use PayTM, the app, so they because they're the users of the app and they might have liked the app, so they're using the app, which is why they would have thought that they know about this product, they know about this company, and they might have felt comfortable trusting the company, and so they might have invested in this company, right? So that might have been one reason why you might have invested in PayTM. However, as an investor, your job is not just to look at the positive sides of why you want to invest somewhere, but also, more importantly, what you should do is look at why you should reject a company. So basically, before making any investment, you should try your best to think about reasons why you should not invest in the company. Because it's comparatively easier to just look at the positive things, and it's much more difficult to think opposite to what is the general sentiment about a product or a company in the market. And unless you look at both the positives and negatives, you cannot figure out if an investment can be good for you or not. Secondly, just because you trust a product, just because you use a product, does not mean many other people will use the product. And even if many people use the product, it does not necessarily mean that it's a profitable product for the business running the product. Often, a lot of people who use the product for free won't be ready to use the same product when they have to pay something or when the business tries to monetize the product. So that is one thing. Another thing you can learn is that not every business or every service can be monetized. And if it can be monetized, not everything can be monetized profitably. So you should be very clear when you invest in a product company to see, or you should know how they're going to monetize their product and whether their monetization will be successful. Now let's look at another reason why many people would have invested in PayTM. As you would be aware, Warren Buffett made an investment in this company, right? So a lot of people would have invested just because Warren Buffett's company, which made an investment in PayTM. A lot of people copy big investors. Nothing very unusual about people investing by just looking at a big investor and someone like Warren Buffett investing in some company. But that said, just because a big investor has invested in a company, it does not necessarily translate to profits for you or for him. Because if you would have been tracking this stock closely, then you would also be aware that Warren Buffett's company they had basically sold off their stake sometime in November last year. And they did so in a loss. So basically, they also lost money on this stock. So another learning would be that yes, just because a big investor is investing in a company does not mean you should just blindly copy and go and invest. Now, I'm sure there may be many people who invested because Warren Buffett invested in this company, but they would not have exited their position when Warren Buffett exited his position in this company. So that is another learning, that even if you're copying someone, you're probably not copying them completely. Obviously, there is a lag between the time they take an action in a stock, because they will act first and then you would find out and then you will act. So once they buy, prices would be up. So you'll be buying at a higher price. And once they sell, the prices will likely be lower after they have sold. So you will be selling at a lower price. So again, this is a self-defeating kind of a strategy. A third reason I'm sure why a lot of people would have invested in PayTM is because the stock price fell from its IPO listing price of around 1900. So it fell from 1900 by around maybe 50%, 70%. So someone might have thought, okay, the stock has fallen by 50% from its listing price. So maybe I should buy. Someone would have thought, okay, it's down 70%. So maybe you should buy. Now, the truth is, many times you will find that if a stock crashes substantially after its IPO, there may be a bargain there. For example, last year I bought another stock. It was Glenmark Life Sciences. So Glenmark Life Sciences fell from its listing price from around 800. It went down all the way to 370. I bought this stock around 450, somewhere around here. I bought this stock somewhere around 430, 450. I don't remember the exact price, but somewhere like that. And you see, again, it's trading back to about 800 now. So it's almost doubled from my buying price. Now, what I want you to do is look at the financial numbers of Glenmark Life Sciences somewhere around April or May, and then compare it to financials of PayTM. I know they are from different industries, but when you are looking at stocks that have fallen from their IPO price, you should also look at their numbers before making a decision as to if they are really great bargains or not. So I have shared this just for education purposes. This is, of course, I still own this stock, and this is not a stock recommendation on Glenmark Life Sciences, but you should know that when stock falls from its IPO highs to lows, there should be a good reason for you to buy this stock, because the stock can continue to fall for a long time before ever recovering. To give you an example, there is this stock that I'm pretty sure you would be aware of, DLF. Look at DLF, what happened with DLF after its IPO. DLF listed at around 679 in 2007. It went to 1238. So almost 70-80% kind of returns. And then it came down to 73 rupees in 2016. This stock has still not recovered. It's still around 800, which is somewhere near its IPO price. Okay, it's higher than its listing price, but it is still lower than the all-time high it made. So, and it has been how many years? It has been more than 15 years, and it has still not recovered to its highs. So, a stock, again, I have no position in DLF. I am not making any recommendation of DLF, but you should simply see that how much time it can take for a stock to fall from its IPO price or IPO highs and then recover back to its IPO price. So it can take a very long time before a stock turns. And so just because a stock has fallen from its all-time high price by 70%, 80%, or even 90%, in this case it fell by 90%. So even if that has happened, it does not necessarily make it a good deal. So you should have very strong reasons, both fundamental and technical, before you enter such stocks which are falling from their IPO highs or their listing price. Of course, I have other videos on how to invest in IPOs, I will share the link in the description of this video. And in fact, if you would follow whatever is shared in that video, then you would be able to discern as to whether you should have invested in the PayTM IPO or not. So these are some of the learnings that I wanted to share with you in light of what is happening with PayTM. I think you should track this stock very closely, not because you have to invest or something, but because you should learn as to how you should watch what is the commentary from the management. You should watch how currently people are trying to influence the government to change its stance, to change, or they're trying to influence the RBI rather to make sure that they relax their current stance on PayTM. So you will see the entire startup community which is coming in support of the founder of this company so as to pressurize the government and RBI to reverse their decisions. So these are games that happens in stock market. One thing you should remember is that stock market is place where a lot of money moves, and wherever a lot of money moves, all kinds of people will be there. There will be good actors, there will be bad actors. I'm not commenting on whether PayTM guys are good actors or bad actors, but you should be aware that this is a place where all kind of people will be there and where all kind of games are played. But you should watch the game closely so that you learn that things are not as straightforward in the stock market as you might have expected. So wherever there is money is involved, then all kind of people come in. So you should be careful about who you trust, and ultimately it's your money. So you should try to learn as much as possible about the stock market before you invest in the stock market. So that is what I want to be the key takeaway from this video, that please try to learn as much as possible before you stake your money in the stock market. So with that, we come to the end of this video. I hope you liked it. And if you did, please share this video with your friends and like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for logging in.